Hello. I know, it's a Thursday. It's a bonus day. My goodness, the spawning animation for that. It's nuts. It's crazy. Okay. Here's Radiant again. He's probably okay. I guess he just kind of sits there. I mean, literally, I had just spoken to him when I logged off. Like, that was probably like close to 24 hours ago, you know. And I logged off and he said like I just wait here to see if anyone needs my help. And yeah, he just still waits there. Okay. Endeavors. A trial's interesting for a Thursday. Heart disease, Thief's Trove, 8 fish. Do I want to do a Thief's Trove or 8 fish? That really depends. I think that really depends on what that Thief's Trove in Glenumbra looks like. The only Thief's Trove I can ever remember. It's the most embarrassing fact about me. Anyway, I thought, hold on, let me put my straw in. Okay. I thought because all the variables that would just go live, like we didn't really have a dinner, so I thought, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna go to McDonald's for dinner because they opened it up to midnight, and that allows me like an extra hour to reach the restaurant. So, I just came back from there, and so my idea was like, I'll just snap by there and then go home and then have time to start a stream like around 11:30. Maybe 11:45. Well, I wasn't totally wrong. But I was thinking 11:45 at the latest, and I think I was later than I wanted to be.
You do not know what a blessing water is until you have gone long without it.
But yeah, I mean, the reason it took so long is because like I had like one of the longest red lights I've ever had. Probably because it was a problem. Ah, shit! Someone probably took it. He probably took it. Ah, bull. Well, you know what? Fishing time. Yeah, there was. Well, it looked like to be some backup on the highway. That's probably, I don't know, something to do with why it was taking forever, but I was also late leaving work, and then
Let's take a trip off the main
the
road.
drive-through was, it was something. So I can't use the app because the app, for some reason, you know, still believes that it's like an hour. It still believes that the restaurant closes at 10 when it does not. So I could not use that, so I had to order with my mouth. And I thought, that's not a problem. I can just say, you know, what I was going to order on the app. Turns out it was a problem because there was some issues with like they almost signed me up for like a really expensive deal, like, and then they like doubled it. And I was about to spend like $30 or something. No. Dang it. Oh, no, I got it.
Gorgeous catch. If it wasn't worth so much, I'd say let's eat it right here.
It's not worth that much, dude. So, so what, that's like 4, I think? So for those that don't know, I mean, there's been like a saga with my tooth recently. Like on the 1st last month, or around the 1st, somewhere around there, a tooth of mine broke, and I had to get the rest of it extracted. There wasn't any pain because it was a tooth that was already worked on. It didn't like have a nerve, so it was fine pain wise. But like, I needed to get it extracted, so I got it extracted like around the 8th, I think, and of September, and it wasn't healing right. I did something to make it not heal correctly, and because of that, I was suffering a ton. Like last weekend's streams and stuff, I was basically living on painkillers. I was like constantly, responsibly taking painkillers. But it's less so now. It still hurts a bit. Like if food goes in that area because it's still very, very tender, but it's not the same. This is like the first. This is the first drink I've like like soda I've had, and first straw I've used since Sunday. Or I would say since Saturday night or Friday. I'd say since Saturday night, yeah. Anyway, tooth extraction, not fun. Apparently, according to my dentist, crap. Yeah. According to my dentist, I have a very small mouth. It's like every time I visit them, they're always saying, it's so small. To be honest, like, I wish they would, like, have a tool to keep it pried open. They did that for my root canal. But yeah, it's been an experience. So, like, I had to go... Oh! Thank you so much, Kez the Pig, for the follow. It's appreciated. So, like, when I went to the dentist, it was a somewhat emergency visit on Sunday. It wasn't, like, emergency, like, same day. It was more like we scheduled it Saturday night. And I came in on Sunday afternoon. And that was like, it was kind of an emergency visit, yeah, because like the dentist, they don't even work that day. They went in to just for me, and it was a free visit. They did not charge me at all, which was very, very, very nice of them. I was very, very appreciative. Basically, what they did was they just kind of looked at me for a second and kind of restarted the healing process on my mouth. So then I was just kind of starting from scratch. And I was a lot more careful this time around, and I definitely feel the difference. I don't think I was as careful the first time. I had instructions, and I was following them, because it's not like me to ignore instructions, specifically about like a surgery. But I think that what I needed to do was I needed to follow the instructions like twofold, right? So it's like, instead of doing it one-fold, I just doubled it. Like I was supposed to keep gauze in my mouth for an hour. We did 2 hours, you know, stuff like that. And that helped a lot. So instead of like going like, oh, the first like 3, maybe like 1 day or 2 days, I did like 3 or 4 days. Of like abstaining from harder foods, right? So I could only eat like soups and soft things like mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, that kind of food. I could only have that, and trust me, that wasn't like not doing enough for me. Like I was hungry. Oh my god. Hearth. My cakes count. The pumpkins count. I'm not gonna get lucky, am I? Okay, already unlucky. Ugh. Really? Should I start a group? What's the alternative? Well, I find a thieves' drill. That's not super hard. I just don't. I'd prefer to do a trial. It's more fun. I need to mute things. What if I started a group? I don't know. I mean, I wish. Is there an add-on that like lets you know if there's like something in the group finder? Because it feels like sometimes it's so rare. I don't like looking for these strobes either.
Good eye.
Good eye, mate. For some reason, like, I can only remember, like, one specific location as to where a Thief's Trove is. Because, like, my brain just can't ever remember where one is. The only reason I remember that one in Glenumbra is because it's on a little island. You know, these tribes are nomadic, and they're in the exact same locations that they are in Elder Scrolls 3, even though I'm pretty sure they're all supposed to be nomadic. You know, so this is why these things look like they can just be packed up and moved around. Literally, you could literally just say that it's coincidence. I mean, it's not terribly unlikely. You could literally just say, yeah, they had been there before. At this time in history, they all just were there again. They move around. It's not impossible.
You could craft something nice with that.
I was playing some Morrowind last night, and I am at the portion where I need to break into the Ministry of Truth to get one of the dissident priests, and it's incredibly hard. It's so hard. Like, I don't even know how I'm really supposed to do it. Because I can't fight any of the Ordinators. I don't like fighting them at all, because one, they're really, really tough, but also I just don't want to, you know, get myself in trouble with the law in the Vex City. So I'm just going with invisibility instead, right? I've got invisibility potions and invisibility spells, but for some reason, my invisibility spell, I can never succeed casting it. And I worked really, really hard for it, too. I paid a lot for it. And I'm on, like, full stam and everything. So I'm trying to use, like, Chameleon, which is and I'm using invisibility potions. But, like, every time you do something like open a door, it takes away your invisibility potions. I don't think it takes away your Chameleon, but also I'm pretty sure Chameleon is easy to spot when you're close enough.
On hunt.
Also, does that make Chameleons canon? So yeah, I kind of just like gave up on trying with the resources that I had, and instead I am just kind of going to focus on like getting more potions. I'm like trying to drain the Vex City of all invisibility potions. But I'm probably just going to look up about why I can't seem to use that spell. Because every time I try, I fail it.
I'm listening.
Can Dark Elves, Nords, and Argonians actually work together?
This is where I go for like Flame Atronach endeavors. Right here. This is our little secret. Like, I know people like to go to the Spellscar, but here is so kind of under the radar that they're usually not picked off. As you can see here, they're all just kind of dwelling about. So it's kind of primed for getting that endeavor. If the endeavor is 5, though, then it got to wait around for a respawn, but... Anyway, so on Saturday, I do have the unofficial Elder Scrolls Pages stream that I will be doing. I'm thinking about this time. I'm thinking about doing dungeons for, like, it's the Undaunted celebration, so it just makes sense. A lot of people are going to be doing dungeons, so I'll probably be getting a lot of those. So I'll probably just be doing dungeons for like an hour or so.
Been on the lookout for that.
Hold on. I got a blip. I'll be getting a couple blips. What is this Oblivion portal up here for? Oh, this is the Kushalit Sanctuary House. This is one with the Shade Gora statue or whatever. I was thinking about, like, next time they offer, I'm probably going to try again for getting into the ESO stream team. I don't know if I'll make it or not, but I don't know, like, I noticed,
You should hold on to that.
I know a lot of their stream team members, but a lot of them don't really seem to play as much ESO, at least when I see them pop up on Twitch, they're not usually playing ESO. I could be wrong. I don't know what the rules are for being a stream team member. Is there like a mandatory ESO playing amount? Like, how's that work? But I always wanted to be part of that. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you should be," but it's like I just don't have the pull, right? I don't have the viewers or anything like that. I'm kind of in the background. I think that I could probably... How long have I been streaming? Like, overall? I've been streaming for, like, six years. Like, probably 6 years and several months. And it is... I could probably get better at it if I, like, tried really hard, because I know that most people that rank up in the streaming world, they've got all these things going on. They've got all these bots, they've got all these, like, giveaways and mini games. I don't think I could do that. I've done giveaways and stuff. I once gave away an entire DLC. Like, it was brand new.
You weren't keeping
Like,
score.
brand new $40 Elder Scrolls Online Netcrom DLC. That was back in 23. I was literally giving one out, and like no one, and like no one, participated. I think I had to do it twice so that I could finally give it away to somebody. See, I don't really giveaways. I guess they're probably gonna be slow going starting out, but I only got so much money. I do crown crate giveaways. Those are fun. But also, I don't like doing them unless people are watching, because otherwise I'm giving them away to like the same person. So that starts to kind of, it stops being a giveaway at that. It stops being like a giveaway at that point, and it starts becoming a giveaway. You know, like literally just to like one person. As for like mini games, I see myself doing that a lot like less. I don't see myself doing like the little be right back mini games and whatnot. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like me. It feels really busy, and honestly, it feels really distracting. I get kind of over sensory. So it's my own fault, I think. You know, it's my own fault. It's like if I wanted to be a bigger streamer, I should probably do those things, but. It took me forever to even do like sound redeems. It took me many years.
Building up a star. Good thinking.
I thought about adding my chat to the actual stream, because I do put these on YouTube, so that might be nice. The main problem with that is that I'm worried that someone's going to say something that is just like horrible, and like now it's on the YouTube forever. You know, it's like I don't want to see that attached to my channel. But honestly, I guess in that scenario, what I could do is I could just download the entire VOD and then like block it out and then upload it. It would not be fun, but it would probably only happen a few times. So I don't know, maybe I should. Just
more prepared.
I think I used to do it. I did it at some point. I started with Streamlabs back in the day. I've got to make a note. Add chat to stream. I started with Streamlabs, right? And so that was like where I really began. It was a lot more user-friendly than OBS, but also I believe it kind of ate more RAM. And then there was all that drama with Streamlabs. So when I moved computers, I think it was because I moved computers, I just kind of gave up on transferring my files. Because I tried transferring all my old stream files. And I was like, I'm just going to start from scratch. So that was like, that was back in probably summer 23 again. And I had like that Microsoft Paint BR back screen. So this is like I didn't have anything else. Didn't have the files. And then I don't remember. I want to say like late 23 or early 24 is when I when I had that like big complete revamp of my channel stuff. I had you know, built my VTuber bottle, right? I had put that all together, and then I also had put together my my cards. I think these came out at the same time, like these cards. I think those all released at the same time. It was like a big content drop. For me, it was very big. It was like I wasn't expecting, like my viewer count to skyrocket or nothing. But I felt proud of myself. I used to use a face cam. I did for probably, I did for many years. I stopped around October of 23, and that was because I let's see, I went on a cruise. I went on a Disney cruise, and then when I came back, I had to, let's see, I think mom and dad went on a trip of their own, and I had to keep watch of the dog downstairs. So I had to move all my stuff, like my PC, right? It's not a laptop, it's a PC. So I had to move my PC and everything downstairs. And, oh, chest. And because of that, I was like, I'm not going to do face cam anymore because I don't have all my stuff behind me, and it just looks like a drab wall, and it's just not entertaining. The lighting would be bad. I just was like, I'm not even going to bother. It was going to be like a month or whatever, and I was like, I'm not going to bother. So, yeah, I just kind of put away the skin. Also, I had COVID, so I didn't look fantastic. I didn't look great. So I was like, I'm just gonna, instead, I grabbed a PNG file of weather, and I was like, I'm just gonna have this in the corner, and that is it. And then, from the PNG file, I moved on to a PNG tuber. I didn't go back to the face cam. I still face cam from time to time. I don't have an issue with it. Like last week, last Friday, I did my unboxing of my Athelia figure, and that was, I used Facecam for that. Also, obviously, during the unofficial Elder Scrolls Pages streams, I use my Facecam for that. So it's not like, oh, I'm camera shy or anything. It's not. I just kind of, it's just not as fun for me. It's not fun for me. I guess it's kind of like the difference between watching a live action show and a cartoon. I think I would rather be a cartoon. Anyway, I'm running around looking for a Thieves' Trove, just hoping I uncover one. I should probably look for ruins and stuff. I remember roaming around here in my early days, looking for a cornflower for a recipe. I couldn't find one anywhere. I was searching for, I think, hours just for cornflower. I wonder if I upgraded and I just couldn't get it anymore.
Useful. Hold on to that.
Ah, never mind. Now, I've said this before. Personally, I think that ESO DLCs should kind of try to delve back into the vertical aspect of maps, because like I think, you know, Solstice is great, but it's very, very flat. I don't know how Eastern Solstice is going to be. Eastern might not be flat, but I feel like sometimes these maps sometimes end up a little bit too flat. But like verticality does so much. Like go to Elsewhere, go to like Rothgar. It is insane how awesome maps are when you have like such rough terrain. And yeah, people fall off all the time, but like traversing isn't necessarily an issue. You've got way shrines. It's very accessible. ESO is a super accessible game, so I don't really think you need to worry about it being too like hard to traverse. I just think that having massive like height differences makes everything cooler. You know, like look at this crazy. High Isle actually had quite a few really cool height differences, especially on the coasts. It had some high rocks there. No, I don't want to take the butterfly. Like you know the Firepot delve in High Isle? That's a really cool, like, massive height difference. Some portions are just like a solid drop. And you're like, hey, I can explore down there, but also if I fall, I am dead. Sorry, I am enjoying my McDonald's. I had to go a while for like, you know, eating only soft foods, so I'm kind of like enjoying getting back into the groove. I can't say it doesn't hurt at all, because, like, still a little bit sensitive. But I'm not taking painkillers all the time. Hey, do you guys have a Thieves Trove?
You know what that's good for?
What tribe is this again?
Figure it out.
Oh, Zainab, that's right. You guys are like the... You guys are the traders, right? You collect, like, Dwemer stuff and trade with people. Also, the more, like, various environments on maps, the better. You know, like, Vardenfell has portions where you can take different pictures and you're like, is this the same map? And there's no loading screens or anything, you just walk there. You know, you walk, like, to the volcanic area, and it's like, holy shit. Though, Zos does a very good job on making sure to not keep the maps too samey. You can tell that's definitely, like, on their whiteboard for when they do maps, because they've been doing the half and half thing for a while now. You know, they try not to make things too samey. You know, like Greymoor, I think, is kind of where it started, because like Greymoor was like, okay, we're gonna do above ground and underground, very, very different vibes. And then we're also going to do, the next year they did Blackwood, which was like, you know, obviously half and half, like half Imperial, half Argonian, very swampy and very foresty. And then they had High Isle. High Isle was very much like sunflower fields and castles, and then like a rainforest prison island. And then the next year they had Necrom. Necrom was obviously Morrowind, and then Apocrypha. Incredibly different locations. And then Gold Road was actually going. Gold Road, no, Gold Road was like Dawnwood and Westfields. It was kind of like a blend of your traditional Westfield with the Dawnwood. So that's probably what, yeah, that's what they were going for. It was like more rainforest against the open cropsy fields. And then this year, we are getting Solstice. One side is going to be very, you know, it's islandy, it's very tropical. And then the other side is seemingly, apparently, going to be very dark and Cold Harbory. That's why I think that it would make a lot of sense for them to start doing Skyrim at some point soon, maybe even next year, if they do a zone next year. Because if they do Skyrim, they could do like Whiterun, which is, you know, like open fields, kind of like I don't know what kind of environment you'd call that, but it's definitely more lush. You've got like Riverwood and Whiterun. And then, like, for the second half, they could bring you up to Winterhold, and Winterhold would obviously be, like, blinding snow and all that stuff. I think that would be kind of neat. And, I'm only saying next year because it's going to be Skyrim's 20th. It's going to be Skyrim's 15th anniversary. That's just a prediction of mine. Because I think it's far away enough from where we are. I think it's different enough. The only thing that's really changing my mind is that we do have Nords already this year, which I find interesting that they put Nords here. Well, and by here I mean Solstice. Like, this year they had a whole, like, you know, Nord quest line and added Nord characters, and so I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that indicates that they're not going to be doing Nord stuff for a while. And they're just kind of like, here, we'll please the Nord fans, because they haven't had anything for a long time, and by a long time, I mean like 5 years. That was when Greymoor came out. It was 5 years ago.
Let's go.
I remember when Greymoor was like announced. They announced it by like showing Skyrim at the end of the last Elsewhere cinematic. And yeah, that was cool, but like you don't know where in Skyrim we were going. I recall being a bit bummed because I'm like, you know, I've played Skyrim, but I think there's a time and place, and I think that ZOS has been very, very good about doing their own content and not relying too much on past games. They've shown they can do, like, whatever they want. It's really quite impressive. I mean, even during a year where they could have just exclusively done nostalgia stuff like Blackwood, like, okay, they like, okay, we got Leyawiin, we got the Deadlands. Obviously, we're going for like a really heavy Oblivion vibe. But even during that year, they decided to expand things a bit in the form of like the Sever and Fargrave. You know, like Fargrave came out of nowhere. I was completely blindsided by Fargrave. I saw the announcement like on the website, and it was that picture of the like adventurers trekking through like this desert underneath the crazy looking sky. And they were like, the Daedric Rumble Fargrave, and I was like, I'm sorry, the what? The what now? Like, this is insane. What is this? and then, you know, you do the prologue and everything. It's like, oh, this is so cool. Like, they didn't need to invent Fargrave, but they did. As for the Sever is another portion of the Deadlands that kind of, like, takes Mehrunes Dagon's aesthetic, his like sphere of influence, and expands it, because you know fire and lava is all very good, but he's the Daedric Prince of Destruction. He's got a lot of stuff in his realm probably that reflects who he is. So the Sever was really cool. So it shows that Zos is just not afraid to do their own thing, and that's really important. And because like they don't just do it, but they do it like with full intent, and I guess they're really bold about it. That's what I mean. They're not sheepish about it. You can tell they're excited about it. So things like High Isle and Solstice, I'm always really excited for. High Isle, Solstice, Necrom, things where... Is this on Duel? It is. Things where they have little to no actual, like, information, and they have to kind of work off of scratch. And I like it because it gives me the vibe of, like, you know, it's something that I just don't know anything about, that... Because the other stuff you either have read books about, or you've seen it in other games. And Necrom, obviously there was some stuff from the Pocket Guide and other things, but not a lot of info. So a lot of it was just from scratch. And I was concerned about Solstice because I was worried that the isolation of Solstice would make it uninteresting. Like, okay, well, you can't, like, how is it going to connect to other like histories and stuff? Like, how is that going to be? Is it going to feel satisfying enough? I was a little bit concerned about how they were going to go about that, but that was because I did not remember Corellania from ESO's base game. I completely just spaced out. Hold on. Because Corellania is like the clan that lives on Solstice. They are from ESO's base game. They were established in canon over 10 years ago. And that's just crazy, because I just, you know, I did not remember. I'm not like, you know, I can't remember everything. So, they had written, they had written that they lived in Salas N, and that they, you know, attacked the Red Guards, the Yokudans, when they showed up. And that was kind of their purpose in the lore. And then Solstice took that and expanded on it significantly. And it's just so good. It's just so good. It doesn't feel like it's forced. It feels so natural, because like it's all about like necromancy and stuff, and they were really just powerful necromancers. That was their thing, and that really leans into like all the hate of necromancy that the Red Guards have. So it's like you can kind of like pin that on the Corellanians. And I believe Prince Azah even talks about that in the campaign. So it just feels really snug. It feels really comfortable.
Hey, you need something?
I remember this guy specifically because he has a line of dialogue during... I forgot what quest it is. I think it might have been the Voss quest that you go here. He has a line of dialogue about, like, if like certain Dunmer see me or whatever, they're gonna, like, he says, like, if they see your tail, they're gonna cuff it or something. And I remember that from so long ago. It's like 7 years, because I was like, oh my god, he just referenced me being an Argonian. It's always so exciting, you know? It's probably House Drez or something. Maybe it was the Kimono Tong. Either way, it was cool for him to say that, because anything that references, you know, me being an Argonian, I'm a big fan. They've done some of that this year. They did some of that in the quest I did last week. They did some of that in... They've been doing it in Solstice. They did something in Carapace Cavern that I appreciated. I'm sure there's more, but I always like that. And since the other side of the island is probably going to be like, there's going to be a lot of Argonians, Stone Nest Argonians, I'd assume. I look forward to maybe getting more dialogue about, like, race-specific dialogue. I don't just want it for Argonians, either. I'd like it for a lot of different races. The more the better. I always have to, like, lean over to eat my food, because I used to have my food, like, on my desk, like, you know, a normal person, but there was, a little event called the Ant-Pocalypse. Okay, Ant-Pocalypse wasn't actually, I have never called it that before, but it's a fitting name. Essentially, I had ants everywhere. Like, they were everywhere. I'm not talking about little ones. I'm talking about, like, big ones that were probably maybe the size of my fingernail, if bigger. And I would just find them crawling on me, on my hand, on my food, on my keyboard. I never got bit, but... you know, it's like, I know why they were there. Very, very, very uncomfortable. Like, super uncomfortable. Well, I think we found that it was a branch that was, like, connected to the house that the ants were, like, crawling from. But either way, I don't have food on my desk anymore, and now I have it on a little table to my right. And so, it keeps it away from the wall. That was like, I don't know how, that was forever ago. Hey, look at that. Lucent Citadel? You have my staff. I've done a lot of Lucent, but it's Lucent, and I like Lucent. How would I put my chat on my stream? I would probably... I would need to make a... I would need to, like, get a source and then paste it. I have so many tabs open. So I'm like trying to get into my account. It's not seeming to want to work. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna log in with my Twitch. Okay. Okay, I am logged in. Now let me see. Okay, let's see here. Someone literally just actually asked about the lore of Lucent Citadel. Like, no one ever asks about lore for anything. I was like, oh my god, do I have something to tell you? I wrote a paper on this. I wrote a paper on the Lucent Citadel. Well, it wasn't about the Lucent Citadel. I'm so distracted now. I'm like so incredibly distracted because someone's actually asking me about lore. Ah, crap, I have stuff to mark. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out this chat thing later. But I think I found it. Yep, I found it. Okay, well. I will hold on to this and I will set it up when we have time. Okay, so we have... Oh, we actually do have a tank. We're probably going to go for another tank. Because honestly, like, the first boss is such a pain without another tank. It's kind of like a buffer. Like, it stops you if you don't have another tank. How long have I been playing this game? And like people just don't ask anything. Like no one, like even on Twitter, no one seems to ask anything. I think people are afraid of dumb questions sometimes. I mean, like this guy just told me, he was like, he didn't know what like Dagonic means or what's Dagon, so I'll explain. Okay. You know, despite me being like really into Lucent Citadel, I haven't quite nailed down what I think about like Lucents. Like, the properties of them don't seem that spectacular to me, but basically Lucents came into the lore in like around Deadlands, so that was, you know, when Fargrave released at the end of 2021, and they have a book about Lucents, and there's some theories about how they work and what their origins are. For example, I think my personal favorite theory... Oh, hey, I got a tree. My personal favorite theory is that Lucents are essentially a form of residue creation from when the, you know, Divines made Nirn. So essentially, like, this creative wave came out and ended up generating these things. It's been a while since I've read it, but that's what I recall. And then there was another theory about the material, like, the material formation of Oblivion and what kind of form that would take, because Oblivion has totally different properties. Holy shit. The stuff that Oblivion's made of is obviously not the stuff that Nirn is made of. They're very different in that way, which is why I tend to somewhat frown upon the somewhat reductive theory that Tamriel is the Daedric realm of Lorkhan, because if it is some realm of Lorkhan, I don't think I would consider it to be an Oblivion realm. The properties as we know it are dramatically different. Unless you want to include Blackmarsh, which does have some strange properties, but I believe that is because it is a portion of the previous Elno Fae, or Hist world, obviously. But I don't quite... There's something I feel like I should be picking up about Lucents that I'm just not getting. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I should go back to that book. It's a book called Lessons on Lucents. It's really interesting that they like introduce them. They introduced them as like a game mechanic. It was like, oh, you can turn on devices with Lucents, and that was like the only time you really used them was during quests. They just kind of seemed to be another form of just another material to me. And now they've got an entire trial, and I'm sitting here thinking, I should probably think more about these, because I feel like I'm missing something really big. Wow, I can't believe that didn't combine.
make sure no one follows me. Like them. What not belongs to me. You can't have it.
You can't have it. Did I ever tell you guys that I really like I like Gold Road for a couple reasons. The naming of Gold Road is really neat because Gold Road is literally just named after the road that goes through Skingrad, right? I mean, it was a prime area to add a DLC. It makes a lot of sense. So that's just a decent place to put a chapter. But also, I don't know if this is intentional, but Gold Road also directly seems to reference the gold paths. I mean, like, you have the aesthetic of gold paths everywhere in the DLC because, you know, Athelia is the Prince of Paths, and every time it shows said paths, it's always like a bunch of gold wiggly lines. So every time, you know, it's like Gold Road. It's like the literal Gold Road and the gold roads that are the many paths. They didn't explain the mirror mech. I thought they were going to, but they didn't. Okay. Hold on.
Looks like they're tiring.
We just started, bro. I really wish they delved more into the Magna G stuff when it came to like Gold Road. Because like Gold Road was probably like the year for the Magna G. I don't know if they're gonna go any deeper. Oh fuck. Fuck. Oh my, wait, did we do that? We did that all in one go? Holy god, we did that all in one go. We didn't even have to do the mirror mech. What the heck? People are nuts. Okay.
This looks very steep. You go on ahead. Sharko will take his time.
So I'm gonna tell a story about the Gold Road. It's a story about something that happened during the Gold Road main quest. I don't really know if this could be considered a spoiler. It's more like a lore observation that got confirmed for me. But so I think like it's more of a spoiler. It was like if you were like me, it would have been a spoiler. I don't know. But this is going to be about the Gold Road main quest. Not the ending, though. This is, like, near the beginning. There's a quest that takes place in this, this inn called the, trying to remember the name of it. It's called, like, it's called the Outcast Inn, I believe. And, within it, you can tell, like, basically it's kind of where all these paths are intermixing. It's kind of like a mini Dragon Break. All these different, like, beings are there that shouldn't be there, and they're like reflections of other beings, and everything's really messed up. And so Athelia's there, and you need to help her out by like basically giving her a special ancient drink. And basically just the quest just goes on, and at a certain point in said quest, she does actually let you go to another path, right? So essentially you literally leave the Elder Scrolls path and go onto another path, like in an Ayleid ruin. But essentially that was really big for me, because I always saw the many paths as being potentialities and not actually existing realities. So I was having like an existential crisis at that time. You know, like I'm thinking like this. It's basically just like it's classic multiverse, right? But for the Elder Scrolls, that proposes a lot of questions. So a lot of people who did that level probably already assumed like, it's just a multiverse. That, you know, that already existed. That's what Athelia stood for. But for me, I always understood Athelia as being like a guardian of what could be and not what is. So I was like, oh shit, I misunderstood everything. And so then the quest was over, kind of, or it was ending, and I was sitting there kind of like having an existential crisis, and some guy stopped by, like a player, and he was like, oh my god, I know you from Twitter. I love your tweets. And I'm literally just like staring into space, reevaluating everything, like, and he's like, and he's trying to talk to me. I managed to break through and talk to him. I didn't ignore him, but I'm sitting there like, I'm thinking, I'm struggling right now. I'm struggling really bad. Such a crazy lore drop, right? But I mean, like, literally, I mean, they say the many paths, right? But for me, I refuse to see the many paths as actual paths. I saw them all as potentialities. My reasoning for that is because that would really complicate things, you know? Like, it would really complicate, like, okay, well, how does that work for Daedric princes? How does that work for Aedric princes? How does that work in terms, like, where do you draw the line for what a path is comprised of? There's so many questions, right? It seems so easy at first, but it gets more complicated like the wider you zoom out. So I was so confused, and I was so confused that I actually wrote an entire diagram after the stream just to get my freaking brain in order, because I was so overwhelmed.
You set them free. Perhaps the ghost lights are a way out of this room. Go look.
In fact, you know, I probably still have it up. Like, wait. Crap, I thought I had it. Apparently I got rid of it. It's somewhere in my files. Somewhere in my files, but... Yes, Kashargo, you're a little slow. I have never failed this. I gotta keep him. I was kind of worried. I will say this. I was kind of worried that they were going to attempt to, like... There's the Gold Roads, by the way. That they were going to attempt to, like, explain away ESO by doing Athelia, but they didn't really. In fact, they seemed very adamant to make sure that things stayed and made sense. So, yeah, I was afraid they were going to go, like, they were going to explain away ESO as being some super alternate path. Though I believe it's like, you know, the Elder Scrolls is made up of many paths. That's just kind of how it is, right? So it's like, did the Dragonborn join the Thieves Guild? Did the last Dragonborn, were they a Breton? Were they an Argonian? Right? Who was the hero of Kvatch? What did they do? So like the aspect of Athelia of many paths kind of explains away that. Like, things go differently. But the way I see it is that the Elder Scrolls is kind of like a very wide road, and it's like, you can serpentine a bit, like, you can move to the left, you can move to the right, but as it is, the Elder Scrolls games kind of stay in the same general space. The many paths means that they can go anywhere, right? Canonically, it could go anywhere. But I think that, like, the many paths, as they're portrayed in the games, is very, very minor changes. You know, you play Elder Scrolls 3, and you're playing in a world where Elder Scrolls 2 happened, right? So, it doesn't drift away that much. That is the best way I can explain that. I mean, like, the whole concept of, like, Dragon Breaks and the many paths and stuff, I'm pretty sure, like, it's all just a complete product of them choosing to end Elder Scrolls 2 the way that they did. You know, if Elder Scrolls 2 didn't end that way, I feel like Athelia and Dragon Breaks, they just wouldn't exist. And it's so funny to think about it that way. So basically, the way that Elder Scrolls 2 ends is that, essentially, everyone's vying for this huge grand power. Like, this super special weapon. The game allows you to choose who you give the weapon to. That is all your choice. You could give it to, you know, this person or that person for different reasons. Some choices are more evil looking and some choices are less so, right? So it's all up to you. So the thing is, though, when they were doing Elder Scrolls 3, it's just like, what do you do about that? How do you make that work? Because you let the player choose. What ending is the true ending of the game? So they never talked about it. At least I haven't heard them discuss it. But that's when Dragon Breaks entered the lore. So I'm assuming they wrote them specifically for that reason, because the ending of Elder Scrolls 2 is a Dragon Break, which essentially means that everything that could happen did happen, all at the same time. So there's no actual real information on how it ended. It basically, everything just broke, and that's why they call it a Dragon Break. So I think that's, like, I don't think they had plans to do that at the end of Elder Scrolls 2. I do not think that was their plan. I think they just were writing Morrowind and thought, how do we explain that away? Now, Dragon Breaks have become kind of a meme, you know, where people are like, oh, just toss in a Dragon Break. It's such a meme that there's even a reference to it in Elder Scrolls Castles, where like, a character is coming up with an excuse for something and they're just like, Dragon Break? Which is funny. It's funny. But canonically, very few Dragon Breaks have actually been confirmed to happen. We have, like, potentially Red Mountain. Like, the Battle of Red Mountain was potentially a break. The Middle Dawn is the most famous of the breaks. The Warp in the West, which was the end of Elder Scrolls 2, is obviously a Dragon Break. So there's like 3, and then you could probably, like, make an argument for, like, a couple other things, but they've only been written to explain something once. They wrote other stuff just to make things more complex. So that is why I do not believe in calling Dragon Breaks like Deus Ex Machina or whatever. So essentially, like, after they wrote Elder Scrolls 2 and had to come up with the idea of the paths and all that, like, all that kind of led to led to a lot of stuff in Morrowind, and eventually it led to here. You know, we got Athelia and all that stuff. The creation of the Daedric Prince Athelia was heavily supervised by Bethesda Game Studios, because, you know, ZeniMax Online Studios, they're not the same people as Bethesda Game Studios. Obviously, they are owned by Bethesda, but they are a whole other studio. But they do have, obviously, they do have crossover with the head honchos. In fact, like, if I recall correctly, Elder Scrolls Online was Todd's idea. You know, or at least if it wasn't his idea, he was just like really behind it. He was like really into it. So, you know, they definitely make sure that they get everything right and all that stuff. But for Athelia, they paid incredibly close attention. I wouldn't even be surprised if Todd was directly involved in Athelia discussions. I remember when Athelia was revealed but not shown, and a lot of people were speculating what Athelia might look like, because it's kind of a beautiful sounding name, but also maybe a bit intimidating. So no one was really sure what she was going to look like, and then when she was revealed, a lot of people actually started to kind of complain because they saw her as just, oh, she's too pretty, she's too good looking to be a Daedric Prince, you know, she's too glamorous. I didn't think that at all, honestly, not for a second, because I'm sitting there, I'm just like, I'm like, she's got, what about Meridia, Nocturnal, Azura, they're pretty. And I even speculated that it could be that Athelia was a Magna G, which actually turned out to be correct. It's not really a spoiler, to be honest. They don't really discuss it at all. I kind of wish they did, but they don't really discuss that. They don't really discuss much about Athelia's, like, origins or anything. It's not really part of the journey, if I recall correctly. She's really shrouded in mystery. She's hard to grasp. Even for me, I'm not a smarty pants.
Destroy you this time.
I mean, I recently speculated that it could be that Athelia is some kind of odd parallel to Akatosh, right? In a way. I think that Athelia could potentially be essentially a Ka from Khajiit mythology. All theories that I am really scared to say out loud, but I probably got very few people here, so. I think the main reason she might not be a Ka is because a Ka actually has record in Khajiit history, and if a Ka was the same as Athelia, then all mentions of a Ka would probably have vanished. I don't know. I don't know. Floating effect.
So
That's
this
creepy.
is what the arcane knot looks like. I knew it was unstable, but you take it.
So essentially, I see the arcane knot as like a sigil stone. If you can look past the glass, you can even see that it seems to have the texture of a sigil stone, which is really hard to note. But sigil stones essentially work as bridges between realms. You might remember if you've played Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, every time you go into Oblivion, you need to break a a sigil stone to like sever the connection between the two realms. The arcane knot is able to make a connection between paths and not realms, and it can bring someone through the path. So essentially from one reality to another. It's incredibly powerful for that reason, but that's why I believe it's some form of sigil stone. It just seems really, really similar. It seems to share the same purpose. Oh, that was someone's mount. They were using the trample ability. In sigil stones destroy the Oblivion Gates. Right. Because once you get rid of them, the Oblivion Gates shatter because the bridge is gone. There's nothing connecting them anymore. So essentially, what you need, they're anchors. Sigil stones are like anchors. Bridges and anchors. Also, hi! I'm back. I left their circle for a second. They said, for your information, DPS should be the ones doing the mechanics. I don't know what that means. Surely they don't mean picking up the sigil stone, because that's more of a tanky thing, right? I mean, like, we need to focus the necromancers when that happens, but... Alright, let's go. So I believe that it could be possible that the arcane knot is here, because it could be that whatever being that Dagon was originally could have potentially come from an alternate path. I think it'd be maybe interesting to see if, God, what if like Dagon was like an alternate version of Magnus, which would I'm sorry, are we like the only ones here? Honestly, we are way ahead. I don't know, I didn't know I went past them. I feel pretty bad, I'm sorry. But they're doing fine, I'm watching their health. Here comes the cavalry! Ba-dum-ba-dum! So, yeah. If... Essentially, the story goes that reportedly when Magnus and the Magna G had created creation along with the Aedra, Magnus was kind of like the blueprint guy. He had made the plans. He had put everything together. But I guess what he didn't know is that when the Aedra started to make everything, they started to lose their divine spark, and they were no longer as powerful as they used to be. Basically, creation comes with the sacrifice of self. And Magnus saw this and was like, I don't like that. I do not want to lose myself. And so he had decided to leave the project. He abandoned the whole thing, and his children, the Magna G, who were also there to work on the project, abandoned everything alongside him. And so when they all left, they all zipped out of creation like bullets through the firmament, which is essentially leaving a bunch of holes, in which case you can see Aetherius on the other side of the holes, because those are all the stars. And obviously that's why they call Magnus, that's why they call Magnus the sun, is because Magnus made the largest hole in the firmament. And you're basically seeing Aetherius through that glimpse. Crap. And that is why magic and ethereal fragments, which are incredibly heavily magic infused, come from, like, the sky. because it's all coming from the stars. It's all just bleeding in. So, when Magnus decided that it wasn't really working out and that creation was kind of a flawed project, it's reported that Sub-Magna-G actually elected to stick around and try to figure out a way to undo everything so that Magnus could start again. You know? Like a big old new canvas button. And so, it's implied that these Magna-G are probably the 9 Coruscations. I don't believe it's ever said, but any group of Magna-G that's like confirmed to exist, it just sounds like it would be the 9 Coruscations. So I do not, despite being a huge fan of them, I literally cannot remember them all by name. But you might recognize some of the names of the Coruscations because Meridia is 1. Athelia is 1. Zero Lig is 1, and Memo Lee is 1. And the last 2, you might know, you might not know. But, so that's 4 of them. So it's speculated that they're the ones that potentially created Dagon for the sole purpose of undoing everything. Because their goal was to just new canvas the whole dealio, and their new canvas button was Mehrunes Dagon. How did they make Dagon? It's a bit complicated, but I think that is an important part of the process. It could be that Dagon was like an alternate version of some being that they pulled in from another universe using this thingy, and then screwed him up, because Dagon is really screwed up. They definitely experimented on him. They did something to him. It's really hard to tell what they did to Dagon to make him Dagon, but all we really have is the commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes, which are not in ESO because they have not been written yet. But the commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes are very hard to read because they're very, like, religiously written. Hold on, Wolmia needs Nolarca. I'm gonna give it to Wolmia. Nolarca. Wolmia. I like you.
Let's get out there.
So, let's see, what was I saying? Oh yeah, well, like what Dagon used to be. It's all we really have is that the commentaries claim that Dagon was infused with Oblivion's, I believe they use the term rarest asset, which is called Hope. Now, we don't really know what that means. I've tried really hard to make sense of it myself. I see the reference to hope as like ambition, right? The word ambition is directly connected to Dagon. So it could just be that they like infused him with the power of absolute change, you know, of destruction, of desire to see the project done. The Deadlands chapter, or the Deadlands DLC for ESO, has a really, really, really heavy lean on the power of Oblivion and the power of abstract concepts and how much it matters in Oblivion. And they really, really focused on that.
Recharging that.
I mean, just do the Deadlands chapter, like Fargrave and Deadlands. Do that and have that in your mind. Like, you'll see, like, how they focus on abstract concepts and how important it is to Oblivion. So I think the idea of, like, ambition having some kind of immense power is very likely. You can even see a reference to hope on the map for the Deadlands, in the form of Argent Hope, which is this huge fortress here. This is a reference. Shameless. So yeah, you just, for example, if you've learned about the Inferniums feed off of nothing more than status. It's an abstract concept, right? But like, if you're a Daedra and you are of high status, you're not a Banekin scamp or whatever. You're like a Dremora that's like really high up there or whatever. An Infernium would go after you because your status is just so much more important. It's all just based on an abstract concept. It's not necessarily how strong you are. It's just your level, right? So I always thought that was really cool. And I definitely feel like they were trying to convey an idea by doing that. They also leaned a lot more into, like, Mimics and stuff. They started leaning back into Mimics with Deadlands, and then they started doing it a lot more, like, a couple years later, with, like, Bastion Mimics and stuff. But basically, Mimics are the idea of, like, names having power.
Been on the lookout for that.
A Mimic is, like, a baseline code for a Daedra. It's like if you were to like click on Marin's Dagon and click on properties and like look at all his information, his Mimic would be in there. And essentially, if you could change that Mimic, you could change his code. Then you could just change his nature. But as it is, a Daedra is bound to their nature. Rewriting a Mimic is probably pretty hard, if not nearly impossible. Depending on like how strong the Daedra is. But like Mimics were brought to the lore in around Battlespire, I think, which would have been like 1998. And they weren't really delved into. I don't recall. I mean, you might have gotten a reference in like the sermons of Vivec. But outside of that, Elder Scrolls didn't really lean too heavily into Mimics. And then they started to really lean into them when Deadlands came out, and you know now there's so much about we have so many different kinds of Mimics these days. I think like Ego Mimics are new, Hyro Mimics, Paleo Mimics. So let's see. Lessons on Lucence. Yeah, this one. So it's talking about, like, I've read through this recently, but I don't recall it giving me any light bulbs. A number of theories exist about what they actually contain. Some of our mages believe they hold some sort of Daedric Magicka. Other mages, particularly members of Vanis Galerian's fraternity, I'm guessing this is the Mages Guild, claim that's absurd since magic comes from Magnus. One mage, Licinia Catalyst, tried to split the difference with her Mundial Emanation theory. She proposes that Oblivion magic is the residue of the Adada's act of creation, something akin to a wave of creative energy that burst forth when Magnus and his coterie broke the firmament of the mortal realm. Okay, so it wasn't the creation by the Aedra, it was the exodus of Magnus and the Magna G. That might not be wrong. I mean, that might be like, Licinia Catalyst might have something going on here, because that would be directly connected to the Magna G, which would connect it directly to Athelia, because she's one of them, right? Now, it's claimed that the coruscations kind of made like a loop back. So I think that the coruscations probably did break their own holes in the firmament, but then they returned. But that's pretty likely, because it would connect Lucence with the Magna G, and obviously Athelia is one of them. That seems pretty accurate to me. More accurate than she knows, probably. Unless she knows something I don't. But Athelia is really hard to pinpoint down, and I don't know. Maybe I'd be smarter about this if I had conversations with smarter people. But so each different of the coruscations are different colors. That's an easy way to kind of remember them. Is they're like Power Rangers. For example, Athelia is like the white star, Meridia is the red star, Memo Lee is the blue star, and like Zero Lig is the black star. So it gets really easy when you can associate them with colors. Part of me wonders, because we don't really know that much about the creation of the coruscations, but what we do know is that there's something related to them called the something crucible creation, I believe. But it is said that Athelia was the first. At least it's implied. I think that Athelia was like the first of the coruscations. My theory is that essentially, if you want to understand like what Athelia and like Meridia, what they're composed of, they, to my knowledge, just like other Magna G, they're just beings of magic, right? It's just magic made sentient. And I believe that ESO was really leaning into this by showing us the luminaries. I think the luminaries from, like, you know, the Scalarium, I don't think they're Magna G, but I think that they are what the Magna G are, right? I think they're the same kind of thing in that way. I don't think they're like brothers and sisters. So when you think of it that way, and you think of the fact that they're all different colors, I believe that Athelia might be like seen as like the mother figure of all the other coruscations. So let's start from the top. The color, like having white is basically everything on the spectrum, right? Athelia is the white star. She's the first one. She's everything on the spectrum. And then you have, like, all the other colors. And then you also have Zero League in the form of the black star. But Zero League is kind of an exception. I think that, like, don't think of it as, like, a literal prism, but think of it along the lines of a prism. Zero League is, like, a special exception. You won't actually get the color black through a prism. But, like, I believe that Athelia might have been refracted through a prism of sorts to create the rest of the coruscations. There is a prism directly associated with Meridia and, the Magna G called the Aether Prism. We don't really know too much about the Aether Prism, but it could very well be that it's like a fragment of Magnus or something. So basically, if Athelia was, like, refracted through a fragment of Magnus to create all the other coruscations, that would essentially make Meridia and Memo Lee and all that stuff, they would essentially be, like, pieces of Athelia. And ESO's kind of delved into this concept a couple times in the past 2 years in the form of a quest in Gold Road, where using mirror magic, and Mage ends up splitting herself into, 4 different forms that each take different aspects of her personality. And then with something like Black Gem Foundry, which is a dungeon that just came out, you can see that Daedra is learning to refract human souls by she can dissect them and extract specific portions of who they were and then set them loose. And I think that's kind of very similar. I could be way off. I always feel like I'm missing something big. I have someone that hasn't been on in 78 months. How many years is that? 28 months, 29 months. I mean, some of these, like, I swear they were on recently. Am I crazy? It hurts. It hurts, like, I only have so much space. But I need to make some space. I wish I could buy friends space, Actually, Zos, don't get any ideas. I would not buy friend spaces. Are you too popular? You can buy more friend spaces. Instead of, using guild listings like everyone else does. But yeah, so there's a lot of stories about Magnus and how he escaped creation to kind of, make sure that he didn't lose his power as well. And during these stories, he suffers in a few of them. I'm pretty sure they might all be Khajiit stories, but I could be wrong. But he ends up losing his eye through some of them.
Good thinking.
And I know, like, Eye of Magnus is... hold on, I just got a lore question. I was asked who's the strongest being in the entire universe. I think I would have to say it might be Athelia. I think that Athelia could be like, because like if we're not talking, I don't know, like if we're not gonna get super super heady, is that the right word to use there? I kind of. If we're not gonna get like super complex, I'm gonna go for Athelia. I think that Athelia is probably the most dangerous, just because, I mean, she literally can end entire lines of existence, right? I mean, like, according to her, lines of existence are at least shared between mortals and Daedric beings. I don't know about Aedric beings, because it's like that all depends on if you consider them to be alive or not. Like, at what level of awareness is an Aedric being? But I mean, like, all Daedric beings and mortal beings, like, to have that entirely just snuffed out that's just the most dangerous thing. I mean, you, like, how do you get more dangerous than that? I guess multiple paths going out. I don't know, but that's why I think that Athelia is probably the most dangerous character in the Elder Scrolls, because she literally just has the power to turn everything off. I mean, like, think about every realm of Oblivion, just maybe even like seemingly unlimited amounts of realms and beings. But that's me giving an answer from, like, all the direct information we have. I'm not going to get into, like, a bunch of speculation of things. I'm just going off of, like, hard facts. I believe that if we're talking about, like, sentient beings, like, it's got to go to Athelia. Honestly, it's not even close. And I told him, I was like, I think it's probably Athelia, and he goes, I just looked her up. He said earlier that he didn't really care about spoilers. He says he's probably gotten everything spoiled anyway. I was just like, yeah. I mean, especially since he's looking things up. If you're looking things up, then you don't really care about spoilers. But he's like, I looked her up and she doesn't look dangerous. And I was like, nah, she's pretty. She doesn't look dangerous. Hold on. I'll be back. I want to warm up some more of my food. I'm back. Hello. Whew. I looked at the time, and I realized that. I mean, I should probably maybe. I was thinking about maybe doing some Halo. I don't really know if it's gonna play as well. It's still a little bit buggy. I might do some Halo. Done my endeavors. I did my daily talk about the coruscations. Yeah, I got like this new thing from McDonald's. It's like a McCrispy sharp. It's like a gold. They called it like a gold McCrispy or something. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna splurge a bit. Because like I haven't been able to like get good food in the past few days because I mean I can only have like soft foods and we only have so much of that, right? So it's like generally if I don't get enough food, it's like, oh, I'll just pad it out with some, you know, maybe I've got some chips. I'll just pad it out with some chips. But like you can't do that when you were in conditions like mine with all that mouth pain. So I couldn't even like get McDonald's on Sunday. I was stuck. So whatever. I'm worth it. Anyway, I'm gonna swap games. Let me oh, you know what? Let's just my face. I'm glad, it's cool meeting someone, that, you know, just straight up asks questions. Just straight up asks questions. Just like, no beating around the bush. That's nice. I'm happy to answer the questions. Because, like, maybe I can even learn something. You know, that's the thing about, if you get into, like, certain talks, you're going to be, like, bringing up stuff that maybe you haven't thought about for a while, and then you'll think about it differently, and you'll go, oh, hey, I didn't make that connection before. So, even like, mundane subjects can be important in that way. Anyways, I'm going to be swapping to do some Halo Infinite, probably, for a bit. Give me a second. Hello. That last track kind of sounded like Age of Empires. That's what it reminded me of. Alright, so we'll see how this goes. I haven't streamed Infinite in a while. I don't see like, if this is taking a while to load, why is it taking forever to load these things here? It did not used to do that. What I did was I moved it onto my SSD, and then I had to move it off of the SSD because it was playing bad. But it still plays like it did on my SSD, so I don't really know what to do here. We'll see how it plays. I remember it being kind of harsh. I'm a quick play guy. I've been a quick play guy since the Halo 3 days. I kind of would like, can we just take off Fiesta? Feels like there's a lot of Fiestas. It's like, I don't want Fiesta, I don't want Husky Raid. I'd rather not have that. Is the queue going to be like an hour now? Let's see, estimated wait's over 2.5 minutes. Well, it's been... Wait, can you see how long it's been? I don't see a timer. It's not like Overwatch. Okay, they found something. You're a wizard. I have no idea how he says that. Yeah, I get to say, hold on. Yeah, it's really slowing me down. You see that? Why is that? Why are you... Why are you glitching out?
Slayer.
Andar. Ice Cubes. Ice Cube's wifey. Big weather dragon. I don't want to disappoint this guy and his wife.
Move fast and kill fast.
Disappointing someone's wife is bad enough. Trust me. So far, so good. It's not like Metroid. I saw this short yesterday, and I really wish I could remember who made it. But I saw this little animated short yesterday. I could find probably who made it, and it was a short for Halo Infinite, and it was like really heavy Red versus Blue vibes, right? You could tell they were Red versus Blue fans. The characters were Red and Blue team. And it just had that format. And it was in Halo Infinite, and it was like, you know, old Machinima style. And it made, I don't know, it made me feel all warm
Nasty way to go.
watching that. God damn it. It's like, it's not only fun seeing that people are still making those, but it's fun seeing that they're using Infinite to make them. I mean, I think it goes without saying that I'm not really an Infinite hater. There's some things Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Fucking hell. Some things I'm kind of about. I'm kind of about all the, you know, like a lot of the cosmetics that are just there to be goofy and not particularly lore friendly. But I try to get over it. It's not technically a first. I mean, like, you could have weird cosmetics that didn't make sense in lore in a lot of Halo games. You know, you could have like inclement weather. And I never got that, by the way. I tried really hard to get inclement weather. I gotta play more like Master Chief Collection. Why do we call the bad guys tangos? See, I know this isn't really flashy, you know? It's not flashy, you're not seeing a bunch of crazy weapons or crazy vehicles, but I like these modes. I like having it kind of restrained so that you can kind of keep track of what's going on, and you can dominate better. Like, I know more what I did wrong in modes like this than I do in any other like mode. If like you're spawning with a bunch of random weapons and shit, then I just can't. I'm not having fun because I don't fully believe that I don't fully believe that I am improving if I am in an environment that is constantly like changing, and I can't like. It's like, oh shit, that guy had a gravity hammer, and so does everyone else but me. It's like, you know, it's like, do I suck at this mode? Yes, I absolutely do suck at this mode. But that's not the point. It's if I'm having fun.
Another one down. Enemy halfway to victory.
Look at the colors on this snipe. Hey, hey. You turn that corner, I swear to God, I'll pop you. My constantly shifting sniper will pop you. Where the heck did he go? Ah, son of a bitch. Ow! Thank you. I cannot believe I'm just not doing good. Guy better not say anything about me, because if you're saying something about me, you gotta say it about your wife. There's no getting around it, Ice Cube.
Power items on the field.
Ah! French toast. French fucking... had to be against Superman. I'm surprised I lived that long. See, I don't know, like, all the graphics are constantly shifting and everything. I just don't understand what's causing it. I've been playing Infinite since it came out and everything's been fine. I don't get why. Fuck yeah, double kill. Ow. I don't understand what's causing this suddenly. Good job. Let me load this really quick. I do really like the skewer. The skewer is definitely a very well designed Halo weapon. It's like super brute, you know? Very much in line with the brutes. I do wish this mode had a bit more, like, armor abilities, like equipment pickups. I wouldn't mind.
Power items on the way.
At least this
Enemy
map.
team nearing victory.
Power items have arrived.
Oh, fuck. Here we go! Oh, see, I was guiding him towards my grenade. I was, like, hurting him a bit. I was like, I'm not giving up my space. You stay where you are. Back up a bit, and then right onto the sticky. I see you, man. Oh, shit. Gotta play a bit more conservatively. Yeah, see, it's like, why is everything moving? It's really... It's like Quagmire. Ah, fuck. It's so... Ugh. I can't... It's like, what does one do? Thanks. Ah, shit, I didn't know there was a hole here. Oh my god! I was gonna turn the corner to get him, but he was ready. Yeah, we both go then, man. That's I know you'll take that kill. I actually got him with my assault rifle though. Christ almighty, what's going on?
Power items inbound.
Another one down.
Oh, that was a. I wish I could have seen him past the icon. Fuck. I couldn't see him past the icon. He got 2 kills with that. I was like a skewer, and then I got skewed. He's gonna turn around and pop me, isn't he? Load! Ah, it takes so slow to load. Oh, okay. Here's an armor ability. Oh my god, we are so close. I don't want to be the last kill. I'd rather someone else be the last kill. I'm gonna feel so bad. I mean, we were close, you know, 45. It's combat happening. Yep, there we go. Not terrible. I just don't know why my graphics are doing what they do. The gold sauce is pretty good. Also, it has bacon on it. That makes it pretty decent. It has kind of like a sweet bacon sort of vibe.
Slayer.
Move fast and kill faster.
It's flashing so much. Holy shit! Why is it just crazy flashing? Hello? Ah! Ah! Sniper, it's so many jump scares in this mode, I swear.
Lost the lead.
Flowers. I don't care if there's any flowers, man. Those were not flowers. Ah yeah, the melee kill. Sorry.
Fashion takedown?
Gained the lead.
What a shot! Nice! Good job.
Lost the lead.
Now I don't like spend money on Halo Infinite, but I do. Well, I mean, unless it's like a battle pass, I guess, which I guess is directly spending money. But what I mean is like I don't like do the thing where I buy skins and weapon skins with real money. I'll buy a battle pass, but like that's not new for me. Ah, barely missed. But so I saved up my points from like doing battle passes for so long that I could easily buy like a pack that was like, oh, you can get like a weapon skin for your sniper. It's like red and white, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'm taking that because I love red and white. And I'm so stupid. It turns out that the pack that I bought was a full weapons pack. Like literally, like almost every human weapon in the game gets that paint job. So like my assault rifles now, my snipers, my my pistol, I think, all red and white, and I love it so much. It really wasn't that bad of a price, to be honest. But obviously I didn't spend actual money. I just spent like basically the equivalent of endeavors or seals, I suppose, or rather gems, I guess. Ah, motherfucker. Hold. Damn it!
In my sights.
I was eating my sandwich and like I got a huge like chunk of bacon. Ah. I got like bacon and sauce. I was like, nope, I'm not putting that on my keyboard. Nope.
Halfway to victory. No scope.
We call that improvement. Fuck.
Spartans are closing in.
I'm telling myself it's Sunday night. It's like Sunday night. Gotta go to work later. Sunday night. Monday morning.
You've lost a teammate.
That happens all the time, bro.
Sniper got them.
Oh my god, how the heck? Oh, you saw someone else. Ah, shit. Oh, fuck. Ah! So many gaps. Up, and you know what? I found one. I found one. Oh my fucking god. I am just humiliating myself. I keep jumping off the edge. Okay. Oh, I almost hit my head and fell there again. Come on, come on. No! No! He knows I'm coming, so he's probably prepared. Did he loop? Are you the same guy? Are you his friend? Thank you.
Five minutes remaining. Nearing victory.
Yeah, we can get a lot faster to a victory. If I... Oh, fuck. Fucking... I didn't even see him. What if I had to, like, put a quarter... Hey, that's a spawn kill, bro. I'm gonna take this. What if I had to, like, put a quarter in a jar every time I swore during a Halo match? How much money would that be? It'll all go to charity.
In my sights.
Aw, man.
No scope.
I'm the bait. My sniper's not flashing. Such a scary mode, you know, somebody jump scared. I got him! And we won! I'm the best at Halo. I have the worst score on the team, but whatever. ODST. Oh, we have to keep starting this over and over and over. It's not like Overwatch. And then I got some important points. I think that's what I use to buy things. Where was in? Almost got there. I always ask for like a lot of mayonnaise and stuff on my sandwiches, and then it's always like, it's so frustrating because it keeps falling apart. There's just so much slippery mayonnaise, you know.
Slayer.
But it's worth it.
Beat him to a pulp, Spartan.
Why do you say that like it's your last words, Fret? We are just starting, bro.
Target spotted.
Bum ba dum bum bum ba ba dum. Hello. Don't advance. Man advanced.
Grab that S7 sniper. Sniper's ours.
This type of map build is pretty popular, I guess. That's right, Hayabusa. Is Hayabusa in the store right now, or is it like a thing that you can unlock? Probably in the store. I always wanted Hayabusa back in the day. I could never get it. And now it's in Halo Infinite, but there's no way they'd like give that away for free. Or at least part of like a free pass or anything, would. Nice job. Yeah, I don't see them doing that. There's gotta be a high demand for Hayabusa. If anyone remembers the, like, the cannon, cool, like, spiky armor with, like, a katana sword.
Make those bullets sting, Spartan.
Holy crap. I like the lighting there. Allergies have got me something fierce lately. Like, I was like, oh, I cannot believe I actually fucking stuck him. Fucking stuck him. Play the game.
Triple kill.
I really wish that was the thing right about now. Yeah, my allergies have been getting, like, they're not getting me now as much because I'm inside. But, like, outside, which is where I work, allergies are, like, crazy. Still the ragweed. That smoke down there, the mists look pretty good. I mean, right as I said that, I'm going to sneeze. Like, seriously. I always love the heat wave. Ah. It's like it's waiting in the wings. Well, not like actually my wings. You knew I was coming for you. You knew I was coming for you.
Halfway to victory.
These people are working overtime. Aw, that would have been such a good stick, man. That would have been such a good stick. Ah, my god! Okay. Not my smartest idea. Not really teabags as much as they used to.
Another one down.
It's not really a not a bad thing. I just something I noticed. Is that guy Hayabusa? Ow! Are you Hayabusa? Can I see? No, no. Wait, maybe? It's kind of hard to tell. It's face down. This is glass. It's like malachite. Hold me a second. Well, on my team at least. Okay, that was the worst grenade I've ever tossed. Literally all of them are down here.
We've lost a teammate.
Don't yell at me.
Enemy shields down.
What a great player.
Nearing victory.
Shields are down. Fuck. Sniper's here. No. I wanted to help. Yeah, well, you were an easier target, you know? What is happening? Yeah, I think it might be Hayabusa.
Down there.
Wart, wart, wart. 2 SNAs.
Oh, thank heavens. A long-range weapon. They're close.
Wait, just kind of poking at him in here? Yeah, well, this isn't exactly the place for a long-range weapon. It could work, but so many tight corridors.
5 minutes remaining.
Sorry. Crap, he's low, he's low, he's low, he's low.
Shields.
Yeah.
In my sights.
Are you Hayabusa? I think he is. Worth it. One more kill. I need to see that guy's armor. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not like I was gonna see it on the victory screen. Ha! Come on! Give me the win! There we go. I got the winning kill. Nice. I'm still tied for limbs. Second and third place. It's like a fire guy and an ice guy. I will do one more. I'll do one more. I only listen to the most hardcore of tunes. Don't laugh. This is Dragon Force. Okay, I'm kidding. Probably get my VOD muted if I play Dragon Force. And what's that gravity map? Where's the... Wait, did I get a name tag? I wasn't looking at it. You know the space station map? I love that map. I love, like, maps with, like, special things about them. Environmental things. Do you guys remember, like, Horizon Lunar Colony from Overwatch? Obviously, that's not a map in the normal running anymore. But, there's like a section of Horizon Lunar Colony where you go out into space, and like the gravity's all low. It's just cool. I don't really think any pro teams went out there, but you know.
Stronghold Charlie, lost.
Hi. Sorry, I dropped a friend. Oh, fuck. No. Oh, why am I dropping so many frames? Why am I dropping so many frames? What the fuck? Do not want that.
Stronghold Bravo is ours.
Hi.
Your team scored.
This zone's ours.
I want to see Hey, there's my man. I haven't seen you in so long.
The enemy has captured Alpha.
Enemy team scored.
I can't help but find the dumb AI. They're literally called dumb AI, by the way. I can't help but find them a weird mix of endearing but cringy. Ow. I do feel that they're kind of odd. They're kind of odd. They seem a little bit out of place in Halo, but maybe I just don't know enough about the lore.
Stronghold Bravo is ours.
But that being said, you know, for who he is, I really do like Fret. He's my favorite.
Shield available.
Ha! Fuck you. And no one's getting the point. I've been using Fret since literally when the game came out. I think I started playing Halo Infinite like the day it came out.
We've captured
I don't
Charlie.
think I played like a beta though. Oh wait, maybe I did. I might have done a little bit of a test. 'Cause I remember like only having like the Sergeant Johnson firing range or whatever.
Nasty way to go.
But I know that I've always had Fret as long as I could have Fret. How old is Halo Infinite now? Like 3 years? 4 years?
We've captured Bravo. Stronghold Alpha lost. Down. And not getting up.
But yeah, you can kind of choose your own AI, and you can do different ones. But I've never, I don't think I've ever swapped. Fred is my Cortana. Ah shit. I thought my own nade got me. But yeah, they're called dumb AI because like smart AI or things like Cortana, dumb AI are like not as, they're not really sentient, I don't think. So that's just like the in-lore term. So I'm pretty sure that's what they categorize these as. I am being surrounded by things that go boom.
Stronghold Alpha is ours. Overshield available.
Shit, up there. Crap, he's super powered.
We've captured Charlie.
Your team scored.
Nice. I'll keep the fight going for you, my man. I will fight the good fight for you. Did he walk away, or is he still hiding there? He walked away. He just did not notice. Okay. I'm really good with the pistol. I really love the pistol in what do they call it? The sidekick? Is that what they call it? Yeah, the sidekick. I love the sidekick. I'm sorry, it kicks ass. Like it sidekicks ass. I way prefer it over the Magnum. Sounds heretical, but it's just how I feel. I love the sidekick.
Stronghold Bravo lost.
Team scored.
Oh. Am I like stuck?
Enemy
Am I
have
stuck?
gained a victory.
Help!
Stronghold Charlie.
I'm stuck. Can you push me out? The fuck? Give me. I'm stuck, bro.
Is ours.
What? I can't do anything. I can't move. I just need to blow myself up. Oh. Wait, I'm free. I tossed another grenade. Run! It took me free. Imagine if the other grenade just followed me and killed me for no reason. That would have been hilarious.
Overshield inbound.
I did something with my life.
Your team scored.
Overshield available. Stronghold Charlie lost.
Enemy team scored.
Pretty. Swear to God, I don't know why the graphics go weird. Again, it used to be seamless when I started playing. Did they change something? Shit. Actually, like, what was it, last week or something? I couldn't play ESO because they were like, the version of DirectX you're using doesn't work with ESO, and I was like, I've never had to upgrade my DirectX for anything. But, I just went online to update my DirectX, and then they were like, okay, you can play now. What a stick, what a stick.
Enemy team nearing victory.
The guy's tag is 1917. He plays pretty good for being born in 1917. Okay, you know I'm turning the corner.
Stronghold Charlie is out.
Your team scored.
He knows he can just back up if it gets bad enough. Ow. And he's distracting me so that they could win. If they literally capture like another point, that's it. Like if they capture A, that's it. Then they'll just get like one score.
Stronghold Alpha lost.
There we go.
Enemy team scored.
Oh well.
Defeat.
I feel like I did pretty okay. You see, like everything's all like shifting. It does sound like on stream, off stream, but so it's not the stream that's doing it. I do like Spartan points. I don't think I like looked into what was in this pass. Is 500 like good? I actually have no idea. Like, I've got no like point of reference, which is weird. But I'm pretty sure that's what I use on my to get my weapon skin. But if like getting something is like a million, then 500 is like eh. So like if I went to the store, the shop, and I looked at stuff, I do not know what is happening there, but okay. Okay, so this is okay. So Spartan points are different from these points, I guess. I don't know what these are. So 2 different currencies. I knew that was, you know, a distinct possibility. Like Overwatch has 2 different kinds of currencies too. Like I don't even know what those are called. Also, where's the Hayabusa? I think that'd be like front and center, right? Okay, so yeah, Spartan points are different. I don't know. I think I know by now, I just don't remember. Hey, is that June? That's June. That's like a June spray or something, or like a profile pic. I admit that is pretty cool seeing June. I don't. Okay, so you can get stuff with Spartan points in this store. So you can get this Hayabusa helmet with stuff. I don't have enough for that yet though. So that's not bad. Hayabusa helmet. Okay, so this is what you get with Spartan points. All this stuff. Foxwood seal. It's pretty autumn colors. Still not a fan of like armor coatings. It's like very specific, but yeah, you know. I'm lucky that I got my colors. You know, they're not perfectly my colors, but they're close enough. It's got like yellow instead of maybe a bit of brown, but it'll do. It does. Oh, that's pretty cool, Kitsune. So you can check out visors. There's a lot of stuff in here. Wow. So yeah, the where are we? Okay, let's go to play. Okay, Warpath. Yeah, it has yellow instead of like brown, but it's the white and red that I use. I mean, like I always tried to go for like a lot of daggers and always the June helm. I love the June helm. That's like my go-to helmet. So it's been that way since like Reach. So this Spartan looks like my Reach Spartan a lot. I literally just like, I don't really feel the need to change much of anything, you know? Maybe like the visor color, but I like the snowflake. I like the snowflake. If they have like one that has like a cloud on it, I'd probably pick that maybe. But it's pretty good. I like this. I like my weapon color Spartan paint job combo. I don't remember where I got the paint job though. I'd have to look it up. Okay, so you get these things. You get a lot of Spartan points. So many Spartan points. In fact, almost all of this is Spartan points. Just so much of it. You get these at the end. It's not loading. Would Escape from the City count as a ska song? It kind of sounds like a ska song to me. Something about it is very ska-like. Also, this is not loading for some reason, but you can kind of see it there. But yeah, most of it is Spartan points. Just so many Spartan points. 2005, that's not bad. I wonder if this is just like what they do now, you know? It's basically like a Golden Pursuit. That's what this is. It's like a Golden Pursuit, kind of. Like a lot of endeavors along the way. Oh well. I would probably be live at like around 11:30 tomorrow. And then Saturday will be the UESP stream. Probably around 5 p.m. on the UESP Twitch channel, and then I would probably live on my own channel around 8 p.m. Central Time, and then 7 or more like maybe 6 p.m. on Sunday Central Time. This is Minecraft Hardcore Week, so we will be doing that for a few hours. Let me see who's live. Let's see what's the Tuesday crowd or the Thursday crowd look like. We're gonna go to Trixie Dixie playing Borderlands 4. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time. Bye.